This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome to We'll Run For. This is your host,
Is that recording
Tom.
on?
Yes.
Yes.
And with me, as always, are Aaron,
Hello.
Michael,
Hello.
and Diana.
Hello.
We're
Tom's trying to rein us in
putting-
from like
we're putting all
the most
that-
ridiculous
It
conversations
is.
that we were
It
having,
is.
and he's just like, "We're gonna power through and start."
Also,
Oh, God.
can I just start off
Oh,
immediately with some
God.
nonsense?
God.
So right before we started recording, I recorded a summer Hallmark movie called Groundswell. And it's Lacey, and she goes to Hawaii, and she takes surf lessons. And so I was like, oh, this is gonna be delightful. So I love Hawaii.
Oh, no.
I weirdly fell in love with surf lessons. So they get there, and there are no Hawaiians. The whole thing was wild, and that's what we were watching immediately before
Guys,
recording this. So I'm off the rails as it is
All
because I was
right.
trying to
Guys.
figure out what was happening in this movie.
Tom, don't try and rein us in. Don't try and rein us
you
in.
got to just let us
I
fly.
would like to say that this weekend we hung out with our friend Tori,
Oh,
and one of her comments to me were when we were talking about the podcast, and she was saying how she told her friends about us and everything, that if you want to listen to 4 of the most neurodivergent humans you will ever meet in your entire life, listen to this podcast.
yep.
And I would just like to say, Diana has just proved
I just,
her entire point.
I am never going to get over this. Like, I'm going to spend the rest of the night on Wikipedia looking up the Puerto Rican neighborhoods of Hawaii,
Yeah.
a la
Maybe.
West Side Story and Lacey
Maybe it was a
from
real
Mean Girls.
thing. I don't know.
Maybe. Tori, this
is for you,
conversation's
Tori.
For you.
But Tom is acting like he wasn't just as confused and yelling at the TV as I was. Like, he's pretending he
I
was
don't
chill
wear it
during
on
this
my
experience.
sleeve.
I don't wear it on my
The
sleeve.
whole thing.
Tom's like, can we rein it in and do an episode?
Look.
I look
And
at his
then-
face.
Can I say something? Can I please say something? Can I
Yes,
say something?
Come, go.
Can I say
Go,
something?
go.
Diana's obvious anti-Puerto Rican agenda aside, I wanted to do a little programming note. I listened to our most recent episode, which is the On the Street episode celebrating Michael's 50th birthday,
Uh-huh.
and the downward spiral that
That you took.
I took, much to the delight of our listening.
Yes, I got a lot of comments, Angie posted on our group. I got a few texts myself.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
This is the second time I've been to your dry town and got drunk
Mm.
at the
That's very true.
same place. But in my defense, I was at a birthday party for a dear friend, and we were at a brewery for 7 hours, and then left that brewery and went to a distillery.
For 2 hours.
It was bound to happen to somebody.
I mean, it happened
It
to
was
one
just
person.
shocking. It did.
Yeah, it happened to
It was
one out
just
of
shocking
4.
it didn't happen to Michael. I kind of
Yeah.
expected a little bit of
Well, I think Jonesy's magic chocolate messed up my stomach. So,
Ah.
I mean, it happens. But you know what?
yeah.
I'm going to say no more tipsy.
We can't make those promises.
Podcasting.
That's an unrealistic expectation you're trying to set. And now you've changed the subject so far, I can't even go back to what was wrong with the surf lesson. So
I will give
Neuro-
a behind the scenes in
neurodivergence, people.
I hated that.
Neurodivergence.
I hated that episode.
I had to convince him to release that episode.
oh.
It was my least favorite episode ever.
I don't understand why, because
I don't
everyone
know.
loved it
I hated it.
that I have spoken to. They thought that your answers were
I was
fantastic.
like, I'm not releasing this.
Yes, he was very. I had to be like, no, it's fine. And he was like, it's not fine. And I'm like, I don't know what is it about it that you don't like? He's like, I don't know. I just hate it. I'm like, okay, well then we're going to release it because that's not really an answer.
Yeah.
Obviously more programming notes. That means that, that was a spontaneous episode that Tom came up with. So it pushed our schedule around a little bit. And so you didn't get to hear Drunk Tom with Meg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to hear Drunk
Well,
Tom
I feel like it flows
with Michael.
in perfectly. Like we go through that episode.
Yeah, Tom's at his
And then
peak.
right into
and then
Meg.
he's still at his peak at the beginning of our recording. So it's almost like nothing changed.
I feel like we need to issue like a formal apology to Meg because that was insane.
Absolutely not.
I have not edited it yet, so I can't say exactly, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Just.
So after we have this episode, we will actually be off for a week because it is the 4th of July week. So
and we will be in Canada.
I just want to make sure I'm
America.
looking at this correctly. Yes, June 26th is this episode. We'll be off completely on July 3rd. You'll hear Main Street Miles, Meg on the 10th. And then we are sort of still debating whether or not we're going to have time to record on the 17th. There may or may not be a new episode. If there's not a new episode of us, there will definitely be an inside. Well, we're going to stack 2 runner studios. So then you'll get the joy of hearing Drunk Tom for 3 weeks in a row. Maybe we should just do that.
Can we say Tipsy Tom?
Tipsy Tom. Tipsy Tom.
Yeah, I would say the end of last week's was tipsy.
He is feeling good.
Yeah.
The
Megs.
it's the
I'll say
it's
Megs.
the slurring.
I'll say Megs was drunk.
Yeah. I told you when he recorded that
was
he
bad.
fully thought he'd slept for 3 hours.
That was bad.
Oh God.
I'll let you know once I start editing.
Anyway, yes, that is our plan for right now. Yeah, just to let you know a little bit of what our July and August is going to look like. Coming
we
up.
got Loopy coming up.
Yeah, we got Loopy coming up. We'll do an on the grounds.
Yeah.
We'll do a preview of it, and then we'll do an on the ground for sure. We'll have plenty of content.
A lot of time
for that.
Whole lot of time.
Maybe we could do like an ask the runners questions or something.
I have been
something like.
Oh, well,
that's a good idea.
Okay, because I did get requested that every one of us gets an ask Diana anything, ask Tom anything, ask Aaron anything.
You can't do an Ask Diana anything. The world is not ready. It is just. It'll just be.
Yeah.
It would be unreleasable.
Michael thought his was unreleasable, so you know.
It's all fine. Aaron, thank you for running down our schedule. Just for everybody that didn't write all that down, please rewind and go back and update your calendars. Michael. Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Do we have any new 5-star reviews?
Nope. It's summertime. Nobody's leaving reviews. They're all too busy enjoying summer.
Summer. True. My favorite. I love summer. I'm so happy we're here. Although it's raining every day this week.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain
me.
For like a week. Yeah.
It's supposed to rain. Like when I looked at my calendar for like the next 15 days of my life, there is at least a 30 to 50% chance of rain, if not more, because some of them are like 80 to 90%.
Well, to be fair, it didn't rain
for
the
like next
2
15
months.
days.
So
I still don't need 15 days of it.
No.
Is what it is. Need the rain, they say.
So what are we running for this week?
What am I running for?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
What's that?
I want to know what a crack cookie is.
I think I've talked about these before, but we got them tonight because we got Potbelly for dinner. Potbelly Sandwich Works, which was a staple for Wickerly and I when we used to work together. It was one of our go-to. And I think I've talked about these on the show before, but they have these oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, and they are legit crack. And I ordered a little bag of them. So in order for me to eat cookies to my content. I actually have to work out this week, but I've been really good about being consistent. So
You have.
treat yourself. Delicious.
Awesome.
I love them. They're so freaking good.
I am running. Actually, I'm not running. I need to get off my lazy ass and start running. And I feel like I'm at the precipice of where I would get so disgusted with myself that that's the motivation I need to start a training cycle. Real
Okay.
talk. Real talk.
I
Sounds
mean,
good.
nothing like a reset. Because I think
Yeah,
you
but-
took a little bit of time off after the saunter, which I think your feet needed to recover.
That was gross.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but I think I took too much time off, and I
It's
just
hard.
don't have a lot on my calendar. So I was
That's
looking
tough.
at different
Yeah,
races today. And I'm probably
He
gonna.
says this as he's
As he's
supposed
got
to
a
be running 24 hours
Yes.
I don't.
in
I
6 weeks.
I have 2 things on my calendar, and they're both big things.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then and one's in like
Oh,
6
you need
weeks.
some intermediate stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You,
to be fair, Loopy is in 6 weeks.
I
Yeah.
signed up
Uh,
for a new 10K that's actually on the 4th of July because I've never run a race on the 4th of July before. And
Ooh, that's
it's slightly
different.
close.
A 10K on the 4th.
Yeah, so you can sign up and do that one. It's like a local thing. It's like $35.
Yeah,
Cool.
just put something on the calendar.
I know.
Tom.
I know.
Yeah.
I've got to do it.
Yeah, get some small things on
But like,
there.
I'm not injured. I'm not whatever. Right.
Yeah, sometimes you're just burnt out.
I'm just
Yeah,
lazy.
happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just burnt out. No, I mean that.
Happens.
Sometimes it's not laziness. Sometimes it's just needing some time off before like starting a new training cycle.
Yeah, I mean,
It's also
Yeah.
daunting because you're like, oh, I have a full training cycle coming. So sometimes just
Yeah.
the idea of having
That mental.
that is also mentally hard to make yourself run.
yeah, I don't think I ran most of winter. And so it was really hard for me to I feel like I'm just starting, like the consistency just started and then it's like building back up. So I don't know. I didn't run in like February, March, basically at all.
So I am back after my 3-week hiatus
Whoop,
of
whoop.
running.
It's only 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's all.
I feel like it was so much longer,
it felt
and it
long-
may have been because you
I
were
don't
not.
know. When both of you are not running, it's like it's like almost like your legs are physically cut off. Like I don't know like what happens in your brain where you're like I'm basically dead because I can't. I'm less of a human being because I'm not running. And then Tom and I are over here like, we just accidentally didn't run for a month.
This is a running
No, I mean
podcast.
I get that to a point. The problem became that for me it's been like a year and a half of
Yeah.
me not running.
For me, it was
Like,
3 weeks.
For him, it was 3
Yeah.
weeks, and like every day he's like,
Well, it was
"Should I go
3
running?"
weeks
And I'm
after
like,
the.
"Can you?"
It wasn't just
not
3
go running?
weeks.
Yeah.
It was. I took the 3 weeks off before Jersey Devil. Then I took like a week off after Jersey Devil. Then I ran that half, and then I took 3 weeks off. So it's
Yeah.
been really
No,
chunky.
Man,
no.
but
Yeah.
there were some moments in there that this is why I felt like way longer because there were some moments in there that I'm like, what? Like it's been like 2 seconds. You're gonna be fine, and he's like,
Yeah.
it's so depressing. I'm like, I get it.
It
Like
tur- it
I had
ended
to
up-
take like
it is worse when you're told
4
not to
months
do
off.
something than when
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
just don't do it. Because when I couldn't run, it was harder. And then
I
Aaron,
agree.
you had like a year and a half of like, even if you were running,
stop.
you always felt terrible. Like you weren't
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
good
that's
running.
true.
So even
Yeah.
though you were running technically, you were like, my entire body hurts. I'm miserable. I hate this, which is a different level
Yeah.
of running.
I
than
know,
what you
and I
normally
True.
should be
and,
at. And,
like,
and
I-
that's almost worse than not running at all.
We
Probably.
talked about it tonight with my coach. I mean, like I've been talking about it with a lot of people because I'm like going to so many things, and I mean, I have zero hard evidence on this, and I may never for the rest of my life, but I swear, and for the rest of my life, that I had long COVID or have long COVID,
Yeah.
and there's no proof whatsoever about it other than. There's no other explanation for my body to have just stopped functioning.
Yeah. It's not
So-
surprising. It's like your body was
everyone-
physically fighting you
Yeah,
from enjoying your runs.
Yes, and everyone that I'm currently seeing, whether it be my therapist, whether it be my acupuncturist, whether it be my coach, like we all are in agreement. My gynecologist, we're all in agreement that it is likely I had long COVID.
Mhm. So be kind to yourself.
So,
At the end of the day, that's the message.
Yeah.
Be kind.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get into the training part, but
Yeah.
I'm back at it.
Yay.
So,
Yeah.
I guess since we're sort of in this same realm, I'm running to wake up and run in the mornings
Oh,
so
God.
that I don't. It's hard. This morning I had an accountability buddy with my friend Brittany, because my friend Emily couldn't run with me this morning. And so we made plans to text each other in the morning to like make sure we were up and out the door. And then we like wore shirts that said "Suck it up, Buttercup,"
Love
and
it.
like "Shut up and run."
Amazing.
So we're like
Running is the dumbest thing.
trying
so.
to give each other a little bit of motivation through even just our outfits today.
Yeah. Yep.
And so it's helpful. That was helpful. But yes, I am trying to get back to running in the mornings a little bit more and trying to get my workouts done. Because I'm adding the strength training too. So everything's taking me longer than it would if I was just going for the run. Because now I have to do strength training. And so
Shouldn't
like
we be talking about that in the
all of
training
that. So
This is all.
right
This has
now-
already gone off the rail. We're all
Listen,
over the place.
Listen. So I'm running to run in the mornings because that is my goal. Listen, I was just about to transition us so nicely.
All right.
What a professional. What a professional.
Look, I'm the
it is my
distraction today because I'm all
goal.
jacked up from a Hallmark movie. It's like crack.
Again, back on the Puerto Ricans.
Oh my god.
Hashtag
It is
race
my
report.
goal.
God.
My goal is to get up in the mornings and do all of my workouts.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, you rest the shit.
All right, we got a ton of goal getters this week, and we actually missed one from last time, so we're so sorry, Nikki. But the Berlin Marathon training schedule started this week. The goal is to stay on course for the whole 16 weeks.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got this, yeah. Our friend Greg, from Orlando, not from Rise and Run. Actually to train for the long uphill and downhills of Yeti.
Oh.
Which
Yeah.
I didn't realize how long some of those uphills and downhills were until we were talking, or I mentioned that I wanted to pace him for 20 miles on the podcast last time. And he's like, do you want an uphill 20 miles or a downhill 20 miles? And I'm like, excuse me, 20 miles of one or the other? Like,
Where do
and
you
he sent me
even do that?
I don't know. He said it's
Down in
in
Appalachian.
Virginia. But then he sent me the elevation profile, and it truly is like 20 miles of it is either uphill or downhill. So Michael's getting the uphill. I'm going to take the downhill.
I don't know what's worse.
I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. We got Tara Wagner. Summer goal is to hit the paces Coach Twig says I can, given my magic mile time, without dying or throwing up. Look, I feel like throwing up's optional, but don't die.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The throwing up is optional. Every time I see Chris Twigs now, I just think of Michael cursing him at the Burning Hand course.
Mistakes were made. It's
He
fine.
was trying to be so encouraging.
It's fine.
It was. It was like I said. It was awesome what he did for his runner.
It was just
It's just really annoying
being
to us.
around him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Kristen Ostrega says, figure out how to get a good night's sleep so that I can wake up feeling refreshed and energized. If
Please
you
let us
figure
know.
that out,
Yes. Yes. I had this conversation with somebody recently where I was like, is there anyone
Does
in the
anybody
human
sleep?
race that sleeps and then wakes up in the morning and goes, man, that was a really great night of sleep. I feel so good.
No.
Let's do
I
this.
feel like I haven't had a great night of sleep. I don't know.
I don't know.
And even if you have
months.
like one good night of sleep, it's like one and done, right?
Yes.
It's like I got one great night and now like none for the rest of this month.
I get 0 since I literally have to get up at 5 o'clock well, even on the weekends.
I think
Even
he's
after a night at the distillery.
I think he's talking to Ollie Cat over there.
Oh my god.
5 a.m. after the distillery.
All right, Jessica Grand. After unintentionally taking 7 weeks off from running, I hit the restart button today. See? Accidentally taking 7 weeks off.
Happens.
Happens. I'm looking for a November-December race in Florida to stay on track. Also, goals of hydration and strength training, foam rolling, stretching, blah, blah, blah. Yes, yes. Maybe this will be the summer I actually hit these goals. And she actually posted today, and I commented because she went out for a run. So that's amazing, Jessica.
Tanya says, I've been incredibly consistent with running and strength training
Yes,
since
queen.
January.
That's
yes.
cool.
So my goal is to continue that and hopefully get over this BS blankety blank FU, lots of other symbols, plantar fasciitis.
Ooh.
Oh, that sucks.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
I've got 2 fulls coming up in November, and I'd really appreciate if my feet cooperated with me.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah,
Good luck.
I hope for that for you too.
We have Lisa Knits and Trains, Lisa Taylor. I am trying to get back on a better sleep schedule because summer running in Florida requires waking up ridiculously early.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is very, very, very understandable.
Tanya, and summer's also hard because you want to get up earlier to run, but then it's like light until 9:30, so you're like, I'm
Yes.
embracing the day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Michael and I were in bed the other night at like 8:45, and we looked outside and we're like, it's still light out. We're going to bed while it's light out.
No.
What is happening?
Sounds
Not me.
glorious.
all right.
Wait, this is me.
That's you?
Rachel likes to run. Getting ready for a 5-mile race PR on July 4th. Go get it.
Woo, woo, get
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah. Meg is fixing my damn treadmill so I don't flirt with the heat stroke all summer.
That seems reasonable. Wonder if she's
Fair.
in Texas.
Fair enough.
God.
Diane 6883. Okay, got the okay to start running again. Since a perforated bowel back in March.
Oh, wow.
That
Ooh.
sounds
Not fun.
Not great.
terrible.
That
That's
does
awful.
not sound fun.
Yeah, not good. I hope you're feeling better from that.
All right, and we have Bob is 65 and dopey. Of course, Bob from Rise and Run. Short-term goal, July 4th, 4-miler in St. Petersburg. First attempt to run an event since 2020.
Wow.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Long term, to change my IG handle to 70 and dopey in January.
Ooh, wow.
I'm going to be prescient and say I think that's going to happen. Matt Tracks to have a decently fast, fun 10K at the Peachtree Road Race on July 4th.
Oh, nice.
I imagine that'll be steamy.
Yes, but that's like the biggest.
That's a big one,
it's
right?
huge.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest
Yeah.
10K in the nation. Hard to get into.
I know.
Yada yada.
We keep saying we want to do it one year. I
Yeah,
actually, Raw Threads released Peachtree shirts a couple of years ago, and I
Yeah.
bought them just so I would have them if I ever decided to do
Yeah,
Oh,
it.
that's funny.
I'd like to do that one, too.
Because it was like
Yeah.
on like the top of our list for so long. We just always like forget about it until it's happening, and then we're like, crap, we should have done that.
Oh, yeah.
The next goal getter is from my really close and personal friend, Run Disnerd, who says, my goal is to hopefully, at the time of recording, be over this awful chest cold that has taken over our home so I can get back to finishing my strength training and start running again. Ow. Indy. He's chomping.
It's going to be fun to edit.
Just biting Tom's
He's chomping.
hand.
He's chomping.
Oh, that's amazing.
Michael threw a foam
Microphone cover.
over there, and the cats are like having a field day, but they're kind of fighting over it too.
Oh,
like
God.
Jack's tail right now is all poofy.
He's
But they're
eating
at least
this thing.
distracted.
Look at Jack's back. Look at him. Oh my God. All right. Anyway.
Sorry, everybody.
All right. Baltimore Hun. My goal right now is to prioritize running while opening, and especially once the bakery is open. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Running grounds me and keeps my thoughts from jumbling into a big mess, so it has to stay at the top of my priority list.
Yes.
Still make time for it. Also, I'm super proud of her because Jeremy took her out mountain biking, which is the scariest thing I can imagine. And I was talking to her about it, and she was really nervous, but she said she had a great time.
We're looking at all these trails and everything for our Vancouver trip, and there's so many mountain bike things, but they're all like straight down and like these it's insane. I can't even imagine.
So scary. It looks so scary.
So scary.
Oh yeah.
Beach Runner, our friend Megan says, staying consistent with bringing lunch and snacks to work every day.
Oh, I love that goal.
Now I just need to get that to translate to running since training for Amelia Island Half in October starts on July 5th. Another year where I start training on Castaway Cay. Oh, nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain about that.
I'm glad we got this one because I was going to mention it anyway. But Wendy Larson, of course, hand cyclist, completed race across the West from, was it Oceanside to Durango, I believe? California to Durango, Colorado.
How many miles again?
A lot.
A lot?
It's like,
okay.
I'm going to get it wrong, but it's like 965 or something. 964.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just stupid.
Yeah. She said she's not even sure what to do with her life now.
Yeah.
But just absolutely amazing by her,
Yes.
by Chris, by the crew. Just,
oh my God.
Yeah,
I
congrats.
cannot
absolutely. I know she didn't hit her time.
I can't even
but
imagine.
Just crushed it getting there, you know? I mean, some of that elevation and everything to do that as a hand cyclist, it just absolutely killing it.
Insane.
Yeah. Congrats to that whole crew and to her, and that was awesome.
Absolutely. All right, miles and crowns, strength training, having fun mixing in cross training, rower and bike, while running 3 times a week. That is a good routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's doing it consistently.
Routine is key.
Some of us.
I wish I had a routine.
Routine is key. All right. Coach Mal, can you just copy and paste mine each time? My schedule's been so wonky.
I love it.
I keep rearranging my run schedule, and then I'm running more than I planned. Goal for next week is to be better about biking and strength. Yet again, like always.
I love the consistency.
I mean, at least we're consistent with something.
And speaking of consistency.
Oh, God. Sarah, yes. Sarah says consistency. All right. Sorry. He was moving the screen as I was trying to read that.
Oh.
Sarah says consistency, consistency, consistency. I fell off the exercise wagon after an IT band injury last fall and have trouble getting back on. I understand how that happens. Mm-hmm. My goal is to get a workout in at least 5 days a week. Still taking it easy on the running, but aiming for 2 runs per week, supplemented with biking, aqua running, and swimming. I'm registered for all 3 at Wine and Dine in November, so I gotta get moving.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Dawn Be Joyful. Keeping up with streaking with the cool kids for June, plus strength training, and trying not to have FOMO for not registering for Princess Weekend.
Oh, it's okay, Dawn. I don't do Princess.
None of us.
Very rarely do I do Princess. I've done it before, so.
I may still think about cheering, but I'm not even sure I'm on that wagon this year.
Oh.
We'll see.
That was like.
Well, we just have a lot. We have like a lot with Greg's. Greg's wedding.
Yeah,
and
January's going to be bonkers next year.
Yeah.
Between January and then February, I'm not sure I can make it work. But
and then March with
we'll see.
Springtime.
EcoFit, one of my favorite people. Even though admittedly not a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh yeah, Tom was about to throw hands.
But that's okay. That's okay. To each their own. I respect EcoFit for all that she does, including still going on my 10,000 plus steps per day.
Unbelievable.
And haven't missed a day yet this year, which is ridiculous.
Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
That's awesome.
I tweaked my back the other day, so my goal is to get better and back up in running for the start of Dopey, Take 2, gallery training. And more fur baby content is up and running.
I know. It's back.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Tons.
I love the fur baby content. She also got me very interested in doing that challenge that she did this year with like the 2 back-to-back halves, Tetons and all of that. So I don't know.
I want a bunny.
We couldn't have a bunny.
Diana's like, I want to do the run challenges, and I'm like, I want a bunny. Like those are the two things we get from EcoFit.
We can't have a bunny in this house. I don't know how our dog is existing with a bunny in the house. Indy would lose his mind.
Oh God! All right, no bunnies for you guys, just for me. And Ollie Cat might eat him, but that's fine.
Right, our friend Laura Duxon, who's been out there killing it.
Oh yes,
I feel like she's gotten so fast.
Yes.
I did a 2-mile test run tonight after a 28K training run 3 days ago. Someone do the math. 28K?
10K is
6
6 miles, so a 30K would be 18 miles, so it's just shy of 18 miles.
Woo!
Probably
16.
like 16 point something.
Yep.
Yeah.
30 degrees Celsius, 86 Fahrenheit at the start.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Oof.
Oh my
What?
God.
That's steamy.
Whew.
Oh my God.
And a
And the
complete
downpour.
Yep.
I saw the video on
God.
her Instagram
Yeah.
of that. Insane. Like when she's saying downpour,
It was insane.
pouring.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Complete downpour during the event. I wasn't after a PR, and I got 3. 2 miles
Oh.
in,
Whoa.
1 mile, and a 1K. So
Oh,
our times
nice.
2 miles, 17:14, 1 mile, 8:25, 1K, 5:10.
Wow. An 825 mile. Whew.
Killing
Yeah.
it.
Get it.
Speedy.
Wow.
Right. When I started running again postpartum, I reset my Garmin PRs so I wouldn't look back on how my paces were before. That's
Smart.
a good tip.
That is smart.
Smart.
That's a good tip. That helped me a lot mentally to see the progress. I didn't know if I could ever get back to my paces, but at least I could see the improvement and focus on that. Today I ran 3 ultimate PRs, and I'm back and faster than I was before my pregnancy.
Wow.
Replace pregnancy with injury, and maybe some people will reset their watch to focus on recovery, on their recovery journey and improvement, and stay focused on their present instead of the past.
I feel like she's
Excellent.
talking to me.
I feel like
Yeah.
that was a direct
I feel like that
line
was
to Aaron.
I feel like she just dropped enough wisdom for all of us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh gosh. She also dropped a quote on my Instagram post today when I was saying that I was in my head again. And so Laura Duxon coming in with all of the wise words
Yeah.
today.
Really.
Leah Miller says that her goal is to have consistency in her training. Everyone wants to be consistent. I get that. Through the summer and fall leading into the Chicago Marathon, which I will use as my training run in preparation for my first 50 miler in early
Yes.
November. Why is there a face palm there?
I don't know, because it's a 50 miler. Facepalm, Leah.
I may have immediately regretted my decision after signing up
Yep.
for the race, but there's no turning back now.
You can
Wish
do
me
it.
luck.
You can
Yeah,
do it.
there's no turning. Yes, stop it. We've talked about this before. You got this.
I think it just makes sense with all these consistency comments because, like, we're in the middle of summer. There's any number of distractions, and
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and people are gearing up for fall races,
Yeah.
and they're like, if I don't do this now, I'm going to screw myself in the fall. So
Yeah,
everyone's
pretty
just
much,
praying
yeah.
for consistency.
Mhm.
that is
And,
true.
and you're basically fighting a losing battle because you're fighting with all of the magic of summer. Like, it's just,
Yes.
it's hard.
Mhm.
yeah.
Stephanie's running again. My goal was to get into Princess Weekend. See you at the half marathon.
Awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations. Shell wanders and runs.
Oh.
Staying consistent as training begins. I'm in Florida and the heat is already brutal as I head into training for my first Dopey Challenge
Yes, Queen.
and for the Dumbo Challenge.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Don't be to Dumbo.
I'm nervous, but so excited.
That's
Nice.
amazing. And I don't know if we've heard from Shell before, so
No, I don't
welcome.
Think
Welcome.
Bennett.Lorries, probably Lori Bennett. Still training for the Chicago Marathon. Training is going really well. Plan to run a half marathon at the end of August at my marathon pace to see where my fitness is. Good. Progressive.
Cool. Yeah.
Like to hear it. When is
Nice.
Chicago again? November?
No,
October.
October. First weekend in October.
Gotcha.
And then we have our friend Frumpa, who we saw this past weekend.
Where the hell have you been?
Which I also got a comment that when they saw my Instagram that I was with him, they finally understood why we call him Frumpa,
Oh.
because he's from PA.
Oh God.
To get at least 30 minutes of exercise every day. Cycle, run, walk, crawl,
Yep.
strength, whatever. Today was day
Because
one.
whatever includes street fighting.
Good job, Matt.
Yeah, and
I
I
support you.
I love a goal like that because you can make it whatever you want it to be, and it's realistic. It's,
Yeah.
a
Yeah, as
smart
long as you're
goal.
getting 30 minutes of movement, basically. It's great.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of goal getters. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So what do we got going on this week?
Yeah, I guess we're just going to do some training updates, talk about where we are. How are your feet feeling, Tom?
Feet are good. I just need to do something.
You know what he is doing this week? He's coming with me tomorrow, and he's getting his first pedicure.
Ooh.
Manny and Petty.
We said this last time. You got to get a pedicure and just get someone with that pumice stone and just start.
I'm gonna record because I
Filing
think he's
the
gonna
shit
be.
out of
I
your-
think he's gonna be very giggly. So
I
I'm
am.
gonna try and
I am.
record.
That's
We'll
going to
get
be
some social
good
media
content.
content out of it.
It's
Yes,
gonna be-
love it.
So yeah, taking care of them feetsies.
Anything else on your training calendar? Do you have I know you have a training calendar because we talked about the fact that Diana made you one last time.
I don't even know if I
when
have
does
miles
that
this weekend
officially
just yet.
No, it
Start.
doesn't start for technically a couple of weeks, but I think the first couple of
See?
runs are 6-7 miles. So he should be maintaining
he
something
should have
right
had a
now.
base.
I should be doing something.
So he should have a base, is what you're saying.
Yeah. When's the last time you ran? Did you go out? I thought
I did.
thought you were
When-
going to go out a couple times.
When
but I
was the Global Running Day when the air was toxic?
Oh, you went out and did a mile.
That was
It still counts.
and I,
that was
A mile's good.
June 7th. It is now just for people's reference, 2 weeks later.
hey, Aaron,
Yeah.
what's up with your coach?
Oh, we're done with you because you're not doing anything.
I don't have anything to talk
Oh,
about. I'm gonna. My goal is to. I'm gonna run on Saturday.
I honestly thought you were going to talk more. So-
I'm not. I'm not really training just yet. So
Oh, good. All right.
But-
All right.
yeah,
we'll
and you
move
haven't
on.
really been doing.
I've done a handful of
You did
Peloton
a
rides.
Peloton ride.
I've done a handful of Peloton rides.
Which one did you just do?
Kendall's metal ride.
Oh, yep.
You get a lot more miles. You have a lot more power behind your legs. That when I look at your
I get-
30-minute rides, you get way more watts and miles than I
don't even
do.
know how to find a distance on there.
Oh my god! Stop it!
Hold on.
I don't even have it connected to my Strava either.
It
'cause
literally
annoyed me.
says right on the screen how many miles you've done.
Oh,
true.
really? I don't-
Oh my god! What is happening? what is even happening? I don't understand. He Pelotoned for 3 seconds during his injury, and then he was like, "I'm done. I'm
He
out."
hates it.
Well, to be fair, because it was a strain, I was getting pain from doing it because it was, and then I was like, well, maybe this is actually causing an issue too. So it probably actually was. So it was probably good that I stopped and rested.
That's weird.
Gotcha.
Something might have been hurting you, so you stopped doing that thing.
He didn't stop doing it for months while he was running, though. It was
What are you
just the
talking about?
Peloton.
It did stop.
What are we talking about? Let's rein this back in. Aaron, tell me about your coach.
Oh gosh, what am I doing? I mean, it's only been 3-ish weeks, so it hasn't been a whole lot of time. So, I need to, as Michael loves the word, give myself some grace.
Yes.
I had a call with her this afternoon and we chatted a little bit. Everything's super short right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing like 30-minute runs. But today, like with my speed work, I did like 36 minutes. Today was my first speed session. Everything's just a little different than what I'm used to. And
Yeah.
like I'm having a hard time like getting out of my head from that. And
Mm.
like Diana and I have always said and talked about how like it always takes us like 2-ish miles to even feel like you're in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And so like it feels almost frustrating sometimes that by the time I'm in a rhythm, like my 30 minutes is over.
Yeah, by the time you
Because
feel
I'm not running
good,
fast.
like it's over and you're not supposed to do anymore.
Because I'm not running like
Yeah.
super fast right now. I'm like pulled back so that like
You're
I'm trying
in
to keep
a
my heart rate
constant
down.
state of the worst
So I'm
part
like-
of the run.
Like yes, so it's like a 12. Like I'm doing a 12:30 a lot of the time. So I'm not actually making it to 3 miles for a 30-minute run. And so like I'm at like mile 2.5. I'm finally starting to feel like okay, a rhythm. And then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, got like 3 more minutes and then I'm done. So that is exactly how it feels. It's like I'm in a constant state of like the worst parts of my run.
What does the coach say about that? Like, is she saying that's normal or?
Yeah, I mean, she understands how that goes, especially like with someone who's done longer distances. And I think part of it for me was like, I just feel like my miles aren't that high, but I get where she's coming from too. Like my fitness level, because this is what we talked about. My fitness level might be higher right now because I was Pelotoning a ton. And maybe what I need to do is add more Peloton ride, like another half-hour Peloton ride to like my day on top of like my 2.5 mile so that I can feel like I'm still maintaining fitness.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not even because I've been pulled back from the Peloton too for the most part. I get what she's saying. Like I may have been riding like 50 to 70 miles a week on the Peloton.
It's a lot.
And that's amazing for your cardio. But there's a difference in training load going from that to the amount of pressure you put on your joints while running. So I can handle a higher load running, but my joints, my bones, my ligaments, my everything that we're trying to not, injure again may not be able to handle the same kind of fitness load that I have.
Yeah.
So I feel like my fitness level has started to suffer because I'm not out there doing as much cardio because my runs are so short that I'm not like, but she understands that. So that's we talked about adding some more bike rides. To kind of help supplement that feeling. And then my concern is also like right now I'm running, my next runs are only 50 minutes, even for the next couple weeks is my long run. And I want to be able to run / walk like, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours during Loopy Looper. But
Same.
she seems to think I'll be fine.
I think you'll be fine.
I think you'll be fine too. And I think you are at such a good fitness level. And I just think about like not this past January, but last January. So like right after you did like the half for your 40th, like that January where you were like kind of coming back from an injury and you said January you were going to reset and you're such a and you still are like you're such a strong runner and you're such like a confident runner. You go out and you feel good. I think you just kind of built yourself back up too quickly, and maybe that's how you injured yourself again. Whereas that you had done a couple of these slower, I feel miserable, this is awful kind of running, which that's what it is, right? Like if you had eased yourself with the terrible, then it might have helped. But I mean, the same thing, I think it happens to like everybody. We all come back to, I remember after I did Flying Pig, I don't think I should have done it, honestly, because I had to ice my knee for like hours after the race. Like and I didn't remember doing that. And then I was just looking at pictures because it was like the anniversary of whatever that was in May. And I was like, oh, my body hurt after that. Like I should not have done that.
I think I'm also just frustrated. Like I want to slow down enough so that like I'm running easy. I'm not overexerting my heart rate. I'm not getting into like beyond lactic threshold, quote unquote, where like I have to recover a lot from the run. So I'm trying to keep it really slow. Slow is like just
and
overall
slow's relative,
one.
You know,
It's again for me. So for me, running as slowly as I am, I don't know. Sometimes running slower too, like changes your gait because you're trying to like. So I think that there's some of that too. Like then I'm thinking about my form, and then Michael went out this weekend with me, and I feel bad, but like I'm kind of like I don't know that I can run with you right now because I feel like I'm in my head because he's a little bit ahead, and then there was a couple times he got a little bit further ahead than he realized, so then he had to like slow down and walk, and then that gets in my head because like now he's walking and I'm running the same pace as he's walking, and I'm just like
no, and mentally, it just may be like, okay, we're going to have to wait a couple of months before we go out together, really, you know?
Yeah, I just said that I think that I need, because it's part of the reason why I haven't been running like with my girls either, because like right now I feel like I'm so slow and I'm not like in a place where like mentally I'm great at like, I don't know, not being in my head.
Yeah. No. And
So
it's good.
I'm trying.
It's good that you're working on it. Yeah.
I'm
it's
trying.
hard.
And I have another therapy session next week, so we'll talk about that again.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of those things where there's nothing anyone can say. It's just something you're gonna have to like work through yourself. It's it's when like, people are depressed and they're like, "Don't be sad anymore."
Yeah, there are like better tools. I'm sure that like as I talk through it with somebody else who is more professional than this podcast,
look, we're they
may be able to give me a better tool that I don't have right now. Because she went on vacation and I had to skip a session with her.
Yeah.
Have you tried to just not worry about it?
Yeah. That's a good solution.
More?
Smile more.
I do think if you smiled more, all your problems would be fine.
It would all be fine.
Yeah.
It would all be fine, right?
Yeah,
we support
fine.
you.
And we talked about vacation. She knows that like because I told her that I wanted to do like an almost 7-mile run. So obviously she's got me a 50 minutes. That's going to be way over 50 minutes. She's like, that's fine. Like, and if that goes really well, maybe it'll tell us that you're in a better place and we can start to like add a little bit more mileage for the weekends, like a little bit faster than we thought we could, or like, and we have some hikes planned that have quite a bit of elevation. So we'll see.
Yeah. No. And I do like how Michael is telling you to give yourself grace, and maybe Michael, you should physically take her watch away from her and reset all of her PRs like Laura suggested.
I actually don't even know that my PRs, well, I mean, then I get a PR. So I guess that'd be fun.
I think that's what like encouraged her, right? Because she was getting like all these new PRs.
I think you should cover your watch so you don't look at your heart rate.
Oh.
See, but that's the thing is that like I don't have it like that's the only indication I have right now of whether or not I'm running easy.
But you also get it in your head. You get so in your head about heart rate. It's like your obsession when you run. It's
not normally is what I'm saying. Like because my cardio for running is not great right now. I do agree that my heart rate is higher. But in order to not have to recover and be able to do all these strength training and all of the other things she has on my calendar, I like need to make sure I'm running easy.
Yeah,
and if
I understand
I'm like,
that.
And you're judging easy based on a heart rate, not a feeling, because you feel like the feeling's going to betray you, because that's what happens to me. The feeling betrays me.
Well, like to me, I can run when I feel like I can still hold a conversation. My heart rates will get up to like 167, and like then that's beyond lactic threshold. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll have that conversation next with my coach.
I don't know. It's like those days where I go out and I feel like I'm killing it, and then I'm like, this is like the hardest run I've ever done, and I look down and I'm basically crawling like by my pace. It's like you're running a 16-minute mile, and you're like, the hell I am. Like, you're like, this is obviously a 7-minute mile. What I'm doing right now.
That is exactly.
It doesn't help that the air quality has been terrible.
That hasn't helped either.
Lot.
Yeah. Even after the smoke, it hasn't been great.
Yeah, I mean, we were still up in the over 100 this past weekend at one point. So, like, I don't I don't really understand what's going on with our air quality.
Yeah.
But that affects like my breathing and I guess
Mhm.
probably the heart rate and all that. Same way humidity would. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
It's
it all
fine.
makes sense. No, you're doing like, I don't know. I'm just like so proud that you're doing so well and that you're actually taking it easy and doing what we all should be doing, but none of us do in reality. So you're being the good example, even though you're
And I
trying to
think-
fight it, but not fight it.
I think now that there's like I do get brownie points because I do my warm ups that she gives me, and I do
Yeah.
like all my mobility work, and I have been foam rolling every single day of my life for the last 10 days
I'm
of
shocked.
my life.
I've never.
I will say that some of that stuff has been feeling really good. Like my adductor, I wake up some days and I'm not like, oh, I immediately can feel that I have an adductor, because you shouldn't really feel like you have an adductor at all times.
Yeah.
So I feel like some of that stuff is starting to like be better, and I think that's just a lot of consistency of like acupuncture on top of like foam rolling it regularly and going and doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing.
It's even good that
Yeah.
you're doing all that, the stretching and the mobility. And
Yeah, I'm trying to get brownie points is what I
Yeah.
told her.
You inspired me because you said that you were doing mobility, and then I looked up a mobility thing on Peloton and I hated it. So I think I'm going to like look at YouTube and find something mobility to do. I hated it.
I can give you just like the simple mobility that she gave me.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that. I
Yeah,
don't, and there's
'cause it's
also like
not-
certain instructors that I absolutely hate, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
not going to
agree.
cause drama because a lot of the people that I hate are like super popular, but
Oh, I hate one particular person that's super popular.
that everyone hates. So yeah, it's all the drama. But I just think you're doing so much, and you should be proud of what you're doing. And I know sometimes you're like, I think it's because you used to go out and do like 30 miles every weekend,
I know.
and now it's not that. But I almost feel like you're doing more now for yourself than you were then. So
Yeah.
I know you miss the woods, but I think I don't know. You should be really proud because I don't know. We're really proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're doing all
I like
the
it
good
when
things.
you guys are nice to each other. It's really
I feel like
I
I'm
appreciate
always very nice. I just feel like sometimes my
Hold on.
tone is off. And then it doesn't sound like it's nice. And it sounds like I'm sneaky being sarcastic, and I'm not.
Here's a dog. There's a dog. The cats are going wild. Michael is flipping out. In case anyone is wondering why no one else is talking.
Oh God.
Michael, how's your comeback going?
Good. I started off nice and easy, like you're supposed to.
Did
after
we
injury.
I don't think we've announced officially on the show your MRI results. Have
Oh
we?
yeah. Thankfully, it was nothing really,
Nope.
just a calf strain that I just aggravated multiple times, obviously, since early March. But it wasn't anything.
It's almost like
structural,
running
so
50-ish miles in the woods is a bad idea with a calf strain.
I didn't feel it then. It was fine.
I know.
now.
I'm just saying that, like, obviously you felt it before, but like
Yeah,
then running that distance probably didn't help it.
Probably not. But I think this running fast is what hurt it.
Probably.
Yeah. What kind of pain is that, to describe what a calf strain feels like?
Actually, this one was weird where it was. It wasn't. I don't think it was like it was a pretty mild calf strain, I think. But I felt it like where you would feel a shin splint almost.
But that makes
Ooh.
sense because that's your calf line.
Yeah, I think it was just where I strained it at made it feel that way. So that's
Because-
why I was so concerned.
We're gonna have to do another video, like where Aaron was explaining shin splints to
like
me.
because when we're talking about my calf, even like, and where it's tight, and when I was talking, like where you showed your shin splint
Yeah,
is actually where it's the tightest, and they're like, yeah, that's your calf, and then
yeah.
they needled the top of my calf, and it released the bottom down there. So
Mhm.
that's just the line of where it ran because
Yeah.
of the way your calf runs.
Yeah, so it was just it was nothing serious. So I think I waited like another maybe a week after I got the results, or a couple days.
I would go week.
couple days
it was
after
like
I
a
got
day. It was like a day.
a day after I got the results. Well, because he said I could go back to like walking and running. So I went out and did that. I went out very easy. I did 2.5 miles with you. Then I did like 4 miles a day later to to test it out a little bit. And then I took off the Friday, and then on Saturday I did.
Nope, that's not what happened.
No?
Nope. That is not what happened.
Kind of close to what happened.
No, because it was a weekday. It was a Friday because you were off for
Yeah.
Juneteenth, right?
Yeah, I was off on Friday.
Yeah, so
I didn't run Friday.
We ran in the morning. I went to work and you kept running.
Is that Friday?
Yes.
All right, whatever.
I only remember it because I went back to...
But I did 2, 4, and then I did 10.
That's a logical progression.
It's fine.
You should have done like 2, 4, back to 2, up to 4.
Yeah.
4 again.
And then he's like
6.
he's giving me a problem because I'm like giving him a hard time about it.
And then I walked like 4 miles the one day. And I just walked, though. I took it easy and walked. And I ran like 8.5
He
yesterday.
did, by 2, he means 2.5. And then he did 4.4. Then he did 10.2. Then literally the next day he did another 4.
That was a
I have
walk.
never
No, it was
casually
not.
gone out and done 10
That
miles.
was when we ran together.
Oh, I ran 4 and then
And
walked
then you
4.
walked. So
Oh.
for 5 days in a row, he did somewhere around like 30 miles.
No, it was only 24 that week.
Yes, but you're not counting the day you went for the walk.
No, that counts that.
Okay. This and
Just
then-
rhetorical. Who cares?
Who cares
See?
what?
I'm healthy.
You're healthy.
Because
Because she did it, and look at where she is now.
that's my concern is that he's going to get another strain and then be out for longer and then be
Yes.
annoyed that he did this.
That's
Oh,
possible.
okay. Well, then
So I'm
it's
trying
concern.
I'm trying to save him from himself the way that I wish someone had saved me from myself.
Much like me, sometimes Aaron's concern comes off as aggression, and
It's true. It's true.
and that's not the intention.
Is that the problem that Diana and I have? Like, because he's like, why are you yelling at me? I'm like, because it's stupid.
I saw
Well,
this
this week,
thing
you
that was
know.
like, people from the West Coast are nice, but they're not kind. And people from the East Coast are kind, but they're not nice. So, like, if
I
they
can see
see you
that.
on the side of the road with, like, a pop tire on the West Coast, they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Good luck, bud. And, like, keep walking. Where someone on the East Coast will see you and be like, you're an effing moron. Why would you do this? But then fix your car for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
This is true. This is actually true. Yeah.
It's like nice versus kind.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
So that's kind of where I live.
It's a very good point. Yes.
Well,
okay.
I just need to get consistent. So I should have ran today, but honestly, I got home. It was raining. I was like,
Well, I
But-
needed to get on the treadmill for
And
my run with AIM.
but regardless
No.
of the weather, I got to get out and be consistent. Get like maybe to around 30-ish miles this week and keep ticking up.
Aaron, just if this
I'm easing back. I was only off for 3 weeks. It's not like I didn't lose fitness in 3
Yeah,
weeks.
I'm not expecting to lose fitness. The point is, it's again the whole thing about muscles and ligaments and like whether or not that calf is actually fully repaired in 3 weeks' time.
Fine.
That is not actually how
Totally
muscle
fine.
repairs itself.
Totally fine.
Look.
I drank chocolate milk. It's okay.
Nice.
It's fine.
There you go.
First of all, that's not for muscles; that's for bones.
What's muscles? What do I eat? I eat spinach. Totally
Protein.
fine.
Protein.
Chocolate milk.
I have no
Protein.
idea. I don't know how anything works. Why? People are coming to this podcast for this type of information.
Oh my god!
No, I will go easy though. Do an easy 30, not a hard 30 where I realize it's all relative. Look, I understand that to a lot of people 30 is just a lot, period.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm not saying that 30 is not a lot, like is not something you would normally be able to do. My point is coming off of a calf strain or someone telling you that you have a muscle that needs to be healed still. And the doctor said you can start walking and seeing how running feels. That does not mean going out and running 25 miles and what?
It's unbelievable.
What? And when I said like there's no coach in this entire world that would have been like, yeah, go ahead and run 25 miles. He's like, there's got to be a coach. I'm like, no, there's literally no one out there that would have said something.
In the 2, the 4, and the 10 were all in the same week.
They were in like 3 days.
It was a 2, a 4, a 10, a 4, and then a 5, 5 days in a row.
And if they're explaining this again, it's because I got up to put the dog in the crate, so I missed some of this. But
it was
like unbelievable.
5 days in a row, 2.5, 4.5, 10.3, 5-ish, and then another 5-ish. 5 days in a row.
Just
proud of you, Michael.
I cannot. Like, I have to mentally prepare myself to do like anything more than 6. Like, I have to be in the right headspace where you're like, I'm just gonna do 10.
Which is fine. Again, that is not the part that I'm having the issue with.
It's the speed at which he's ramped up.
It's the I got the okay to walk and test running. And then he just went out and 5 days in a row was like 25 miles. It's good.
But I did walk one of those days. Well, 2 of those days I walked and then walked one of them totally.
All right, Diana, what do you got going on?
I fell in the South River for the weekend.
Jesus.
Were you drunk?
No.
I remember, I don't know if we were talking this pre-podcast or if I actually talked about it on the podcast, but I wanted, because it's summer and it's nice and I can't really do, like, I want to start doing a little bit of hiking and that kind of stuff, but I can't trail run or anything to like get outside and close to nature. So I decided I wanted to do some stuff on the water. So I signed up and I did a stand-up paddleboard lesson.
Oh, that's hard.
I've done it a couple of times. The first time I did it, my entire body hurt like for 4 days because I was shaking the entire time. And I went out on Saturday and it was right when those storms were rolling in. So it was kind of windy. And the guy was like, oh, it's kind of windy out here. And I had paddled out and he was showing me all this stuff and it was really great. He like corrected like where my feet should be. And he had jumped off at one point and showed me how to like get off and get on. And if I lose my paddle, what do I do? So like the whole thing was great and super helpful. And I was doing pretty well. And at one point I was like, oh, it's getting kind of windy. And then boop, immediately fell right in.
Yeah. The one and only time I paddleboarded was like so hard to like stand like without like, and I was, like you said, sore for like days because my whole body was like tensed up the whole time.
Yeah, and so
but it's a good exercise.
Yeah, he showed me like what exactly I needed to do. So I signed up with a membership that goes through October with this company. They run in 2 spots out of kind of near Annapolis. So it's a little bit of a trek for me. It's like 45 minutes. So I'll have to kind of be strategic about when I can do it, but it's unlimited for stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking.
Okay.
I want to try and get the dog in the kayak. So that'll be an adventure. So I'm going to try for that. So I'm just trying to do like some new things. So I want to try and do that once, maybe twice a week. And then of course, as soon as I signed up for it, it's raining for the next like 10 days. So I'm in a hellscape apparently. So
Tom would call this karma for some other things.
For the hate I've been spouting because I'm Team Orca apparently. I don't know. It's but yeah,
hashtag Team Orca.
Hashtag Team Orca. But it was kind of nice, and they actually have a dog park and a dog beach. So when I did my little paddleboard lesson, Tom brought the dog and took him to the dog park.
Nice.
So it can be like stuff that we do, and then I get buddy passes, and I can bring people to come with me. But when I kind of put the feelers out.
It's a good core exercise.
Yeah. So I figured that would be good. And even like the kayaking for the arms and the core, I thought would be good. But But yeah, I just went and I did it by myself. I just signed up. I kind of put feelers out. No one seemed super interested. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I took a half day on Friday. And then it thunderstormed, so I couldn't go. So then I had to switch it to Saturday. And so I'm excited. It's just more karma. So I will give updates on that. They do a lot of events. So they do like different flotillas, like they're doing like a 4th of July thing, but they also do yoga. And I'm definitely not yoga on paddleboard ready, but maybe by end of summer, I might be somewhere closer to that. Although July is when the jellyfish start. So that's when I might do a little bit more kayaking, depending on skill level and how concerned I am. But other than that, I've actually been doing things pretty consistently. I've been running 2 days a week and Pelotoning 2 days a week and doing kind of one long-ish run on the weekends and doing strength every day. Strength, either core or strength for runners on Peloton. What has been helping me is I build a stack, and I think I talked about this on the last episode. I've been building a stack on my Peloton the night before, and then I don't have to think. And that's why, that's part of why I liked Orange Theory, because I didn't have to think. And when I don't have to think, it makes it easier for me. And I don't pick anything super long.
Agreed.
And that helps.
I agree with that. I mean, even for like my speed work and everything, I've always said like my biggest problem right now is I can't figure out how to get my Garmin and my FootPod to like work anymore. And I can't figure that out. And so I like putting all my workouts into my Garmin for like the speed work days. So like even today when I went out, it was like, at the 10-minute mark, it like said, now run fast. And so I ran fast. And then at 1 minute, it like beeps and tells you, recover. And so when you build that, it's easy to build it like 8 repeats, 1 minute, 1 minute. And then, so like, it's just, I don't like when I'm actually running, I don't have to think about it.
And it doesn't give you like the option to like skip or do stuff like that. Yeah. It just makes it, it makes it easier. And then I've been trying trying to do that and trying to do a stretch, although I was bad today and I did not stretch. I added on an extra 5 minutes standing core rather than doing a stretch. But
I've been trying to stretch as well. So everyone stretch and foam roll. That's my advice.
I need to start foam rolling. I think it'll make me feel better. And now that I'm actually doing more strength, particularly like the strength for runners, so it's a lot of like one-legged deadlifts with weights and lunges and all that. I'm like, oh, my legs hurt a lot now. So I think the foam rolling and the stretching will help.
300 lunges last week.
No, absolutely not.
Between all of my days.
Just awful.
It's a lot of lunges. A lot of lunging.
So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty good place. I need to get my diet under control. I think a little bit more.
What's that like?
But one thing at a time. Like, I'm not doing everything all at once. Like, I got to get this, like, consistency and all this down. And, like, once I'm feeling better there, I'm going to, like, work on the diet. And I don't want to, when I say work on diet, like, I don't want to do a diet. I want to make, like, some modifications. Healthy choices is what I'm saying. And in the summer, it's a lot easier for me, like to make.
Really, it's a lot harder for me right now
because I never want salad when it's cold out, but I want it when it's warm out.
Well, that's true because I have been eating salad all week for lunch. But like the thing is that's the problem is I agree, but then the problem also is that it's summer, and so we want to go outside to all the places that are outside.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, we'll go here and have a drink. And then we're like, oh, we'll just grab something while we're out. And then it's like, oh, let's just sit outside for Mexican tonight. Oh,
that's kind of what we do.
And that's the problem for me is not that it's like, I can't eat the salads and like whatever for lunches. It's all the rest of the choices that are made outside of the lunch I bring to work.
Yeah, no. And it's hard. Like, it's also hard for me working from home. It was much easier when I went into the office and I had like I just brought exactly what I wanted to eat.
And there was no choice then.
And there's no choice. And at home, sometimes, and I'll do like that thing, that like ADHD thing where like some days I eat consistently all day and I cannot stop. And then some days I don't eat anything. It's just, my body doesn't know how to handle it. So I gotta one thing at a time. And right now it's the exercise and getting outdoors and soaking up the sun and that vitamin T. Am I right?
Settle down.
And yeah, summer. I love it. I'm so glad it's
Tom's
here.
like barely engaged because he's like, I'm doing nothing and I have nothing to contribute.
He drove me to my
Look at him
paddleboard
back
lesson.
there.
And then he brought a towel to me when I said I fell in the water.
Because I'm supportive.
Tom, what you got for us?
I have a segment.
Ooh.
I know. I've been
Can we-
waiting all day.
We can go through this pretty quickly.
Okay. New segment from Tom.
Yeah, it's going to be one and done because it's kind of cliche, but there is this notion of, am I a real runner?
Is it like, am I the asshole on Reddit?
Yes, but it's, am I a real runner? Because some people may get imposter syndrome. Some people may do
happens
run walk
regularly.
intervals, and they might not put themselves in the same class of athlete as quote unquote runners, whatever that means, right? So I put together a game, and the three of you are going to play.
Okay.
To see who is the most real runner.
Oh.
I have 15 statements, and they're short. And if it is true for you, you get a point.
Okay.
Right? So, for example, who got tipsy during Michael's birthday and acted a fool? I would get a point. And so at the end of the questions, whoever's got the most points is the most real runner.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little wonky. I don't know. I thought about this while I was walking Indy this morning. So here we go. Remember, if it applies to you, you get a point.
Okay.
All right.
So first,
I'm going to open something so that I can try.
That's what I did. I
keep
opened my
track of
calculator.
Oh, good idea. Calculator is a
just
good
hit-
idea.
yeah.
first one is you own more sticks of Body Glide or containers of squirrel's nut butter than you do deodorant.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have like 80, so.
So many.
Number 2, you own more running shoes than regular shoes.
No, I probably own more other shoes, but it's close.
Mine
Because
are close.
my thing is that I don't wear a lot because I have like 10 pairs of like dress shoes that are for like dress events that I never wear except for like a wedding. But I guess that counts. So I guess
counts.
I have to.
You own them. So.
I own them, so I can't.
Speaking of running shoes, you wear your worn out running shoes as regular tennis shoes instead of throwing them away.
Throwing away my
Sometimes.
broken ass running shoes is like a ritual.
You wear running clothes to bars and or restaurants.
Oh, for sure.
Well, yeah. Not restaurants usually. Well, it depends.
No,
on what it is.
if we go over like to like those are
yeah,
restaurants,
that's that's a fair point.
we'll eat at the bistro after we run.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, here's a hot take. You have declined a quote unquote normal vacation or decided against a vacation based on running commitments.
Oh,
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sad.
Yep.
Sad.
Sticking to vacations, you have brought running clothes on a non-running related vacation.
No.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, we're definitely going to be running on our non-running vacation.
Bonus point if you actually ran. Do you
Oh.
typically run?
Wait, was that another one?
Yes,
That was another one. All right, next one. Just in your normal day-to-day comings and goings, you try to predict distances because you can tell based on how far away you are from something. You try to predict what those distances are.
I can't. Even when I'm out running, I have no idea how far a mile is. And I've been running for years. I have no idea. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I used to be better at it, but I definitely can do it.
Number 9, you try to weave running accomplishments into conversations that are not about running.
I don't.
What?
I don't.
I probably do.
You
but,
absolutely
I mean, like,
do.
I feel like everybody does in some way. I feel like you have
Emphatically.
talked about running when you like people aren't talking about running.
I don't weave it in though. If it comes up, I talk about it. It's like the
No, I'll
podcast. I
bring it
never
up.
talk about it, but then I get stuck talking about it because you always talk about it.
All right, we're gonna. Aaron, I know it's gonna hurt. Please don't. Please don't.
I don't understand what I don't
You're
even
so
understand
strong.
what that means.
You're so strong. Okay. You have odd tan lines due to running tank tops,
yeah.
shorty shorts, and or a running watch.
Yeah, I don't have the watch one because I only wear it when I run.
People would be shocked by how white this Asian girl is.
It's just. I also was and I think it's because I haven't been in the pool yet this year, but I got a stupid short tan line at Springtime Surprise this year that has not
and it
gone
won't go away.
Yeah.
It will not go away.
Yeah.
And I'm so irritated by it. And it's weird because I have to wear long shorts because my thighs rub together. So the tan line is
far down.
It's
It's
way
long.
far
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Like it's further than like my normal shorts that I wear in the summer.
Yeah.
Number 11. You talk trash about, but secretly love the treadmill.
Oh, I don't secretly love it. I
openly
outright
love the treadmill.
It. Like Diana and I are very vocal about how much we love our treadmills.
I loved it in the winter after hating it. So I don't know. Does that count?
I gave myself a point.
I think it counts.
I'm giving myself a point because I still love the treadmill.
That's not. No, that's not the question.
Am I not allowed to give myself a point
No.
because I don't secretly love it?
You don't secretly love it.
I give.
I think what I was thinking about that one, I'm like,
No, we're in the minority.
real runners don't go inside and you have to, whatever. I don't even know what I was thinking about.
No, there's
No,
some of that.
honestly,
Yeah.
I stretch a little bit.
When I told my coach that I love the treadmill, she was like, I don't think I have any runners that have ever said those words to me. I'm like, no, but I love it.
Number 12, you plan your running outfits more carefully than you do your day-to-day outfits.
No.
See, my day-to-day running, I don't, but like when it comes to races, I mean, yes, every single outfit is meticulously planned.
You plan your everyday ones.
I do not. Like what I wore today, like I just threw on a sports bra and a...
Yeah, but if you have to do a photo shoot for your friends, you do.
Well, for this, I threw this on after I did the run, but not for the actual run.
So that's
I didn't
planning
actually
it.
wear it to run.
No, but
No,
you'll wear
I
it
do.
afterwards.
I've also basically descended into a troll-like state for every day. So, guys, I've just honestly, this is breaking news in the podcast. I basically just stopped wearing bras Monday through Friday and am actively
loose.
walking the dog in
So
the middle
free.
of the day. Like, it's just
Flopping.
If I didn't
and then
have...
I run into we've got this really hot couple in our neighborhood that we just call hot
Oh,
couple.
hot couple.
And like
we call them something else.
I'm always like running into hot couple whenever I am out there looking like a gremlin with no bra on and a giant men's t-shirt.
If I didn't have a stepson
Monster.
that lived in my house, I would never have a bra on, so I understand.
All right.
Fun fact, I'm not wearing one now.
I don't know if that's a fun fact. Hey, number 13. You talk about GI issues in regular conversations with absolute strangers.
Oh my God, I do.
Michael doesn't talk about them in like the best of friends situations. Meanwhile, I don't care. Everyone can know about my bowels.
No,
Michael,
the-
thank you for your service.
The
Yep.
first thing I said to Nicole and Ryan when we went golfing on Monday was like, man, I was sick to my stomach all night and then went into detail.
All right, we got 2 more. You feel like in certain situations, complete strangers support you more than your close family members. I could also say casual acquaintances. And then the last one, it's anticlimactic. You've declined plans due to early morning runs.
Oh, regularly.
All right, so what are the scores?
I had 13.
I had 12.
I have 12.
See?
All right, Michael's the
There you go.
realest runner here.
He keeps it real. He keeps it
Keeping
fresh.
it real. I thought I was going to lose it at the end there with all the things I don't do.
Keeps it. I didn't have a lot at the beginning.
So that's the segment. Are you a real runner?
Did you play along? Were you yelling at your
You're in your car while running in your neighborhood with all your neighbors looking at you strangely.
My god!
While trying to figure out the distance from where you are to the stop sign that you're trying to run to.
Yeah.
It's always less. I'm always walking Indy, and I'm like, okay, so if I go this straightaway right here, that's another quarter mile.
Got to be a quarter mile.
And it's a tenth. It's
Yeah.
only a tenth.
This is where
I'm terrible
Michael
at it.
and I end up arguing because I'm like, it's so much further than you think, and he's like, no, it's right there, and I'm like,
none of this is accurate.
I have no concept of distance.
You know what else annoys me is when you're going anywhere and someone's like, yeah, it's 20 minutes away. Nothing. Things that are 20 minutes away aren't 20 minutes away. So can we
No.
stop that?
That's my problem. I think everything's 20 minutes away, and that's why I'm constantly late.
And it stresses me out.
I think everything's 20 minutes away.
Everything here is 20 minutes. Well, everything within 3 miles is 20 minutes away.
that is true.
If I hit a clock right now and you guys had to get up, walk out your front door and go to Cafe Lift, you couldn't make it in 20 minutes.
Oh, to Cafe Lift
without running.
minutes.
Without running.
No, you can make that.
No,
in
it's
20
not even a
minutes.
half
Yeah.
a mile.
You can
It's
make it
5
in
minutes
10
away.
minutes.
I'm telling you.
It's not a half a mile. We know how far it is.
But the time still
Time to
takes.
what?
You'd have to get up. You'd have to go downstairs. You'd have to put on your shoes. You'd have to lock the door. All of the
like
crap.
that's okay.
That's
all
different.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I
No.
got what you mean.
That's
That's
the
right.
stuff
I
people
put-
don't factor into.
I
People,
got
he
you.
says his wife doesn't factor any of that in. I'm like, it'll take 20 minutes to get there. And he's like, yeah, if we left this second. I was like, I just got to like do a couple of things.
And you know what? I'm not shaming. Not shaming.
And then my brain's
I guess that
like,
makes sense.
And
that
then my
makes
brain's
sense.
like, you know what I should do really quick? These dishes.
Because that's my problem is in the morning, I'm like, oh, I can do a half-hour run. No big deal. If I start at like 6:30, right? But the problem is that I never actually start at 6:30 like
Yep,
this
that's
morning when I'm like, all right, 6:30 is when I'm going to start. So then at like 6:15, I'm like, cool, I could start getting ready. And then I'm on my phone. So I'll scroll for another like 10 minutes. I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, 5 minutes is enough time for me to like figure the rest of it out. So then by the time that 5 minutes passes, I go downstairs, I get water, I get a drink, I start doing something else in the kitchen. Then I'm
Yep.
like moving garbage around. I
Then it's like
scoop the
7:05.
cat litter because
Yep.
Ollie was like yelling at the litter box. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, it's 6:45 and I'm like, crap, I haven't gotten out the door yet.
Yep. Yep.
Which is why nothing is 20 minutes away.
That's fair. That is fair. That is fair. I'll give you that
Yep.
one.
I think I've learned that Diana and I are the same human, and that's probably part of our problem of why we argue all the time.
No, yeah. Well, like I said, I feel like my tone comes across wrong a lot of the
Wow.
time. And I get it, right? I
Tone?
get it.
You don't
but like my
say,
intention
tone?
isn't.
Tone?
Tone? I can't imagine what it's like where somebody doesn't understand their tone.
My
Like
God.
it's just
All right, we're still recording, guys.
We are still
Guys,
okay.
we're still
So,
recording.
but we are winding down. Do we want to wrap up with something good?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'll,
Speaking of walking
okay.
places that around our town, I'm going to use our new Friday night hangout / Tom's the site of Tom's speeches for Michael's birthday, where Michael became the rose in my concrete jungle. Our new favorite place is Wild Feather Distillery. They distill their own gin, vodka, whiskey, bourbon, and rye whiskey. I don't know what the difference between a rye whiskey and a bourbon is really, but they have both.
It
They're
comes
both
from
whiskeys.
the Champagne region of France.
But we have been enjoying going there every Friday evening. It's our like wind down from the week, get a little drinky drink. And I don't know. My goal is I should have put this in my something good so I could have segmented or segued in. But my goal is to become a first name basis with the owner there. I met him last week. I want to schmooze a little. So that way I'm the girl who he's like, hey.
Oh, you're going to be the
thinking
girl.
about we're thinking about trying this new drink, right? Like, do you guys want to try it? He recognizes my Instagram handle and my hair.
Huh.
It's
Well.
probably because you're the only Asian in town.
Hashtag race report.
Oh my God.
It is a beautiful. It's a beautiful building.
Oh, they did a wonderful job.
It looks amazing. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. It looks straight out of like Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah,
And they do mixed drinks, which is good because I was nervous because when you guys said we were going to go to a distillery, I was like, God, am I going to have to do a flight of like awful alcohol?
Straight
Because
up, yeah.
a lot of the distilleries around here won't do like mixed drinks. It'll just be like,
Oh,
come
no,
in
yeah,
and
that's like their
sip
thing.
this nonsense. And I don't want to do that.
Oh no, the mixed drinks is like half the fun. And the best part about it is like everything that they do, like the watermelon, they crush the watermelon every morning. They like all of the ingredients that they do are completely fresh. The strawberries, they crush the strawberries, like everything that they do there, they straight up do in-house there.
Yeah. I feel like, when you go to a place like that, you expect that.
Yeah. So that's my something good. I would like to become a regular and continue enjoying it there.
I support you in that.
So you can't become a regular unless you go regularly. So
That's fair.
we just got to keep going.
That's
true.
Can't argue facts.
My something good is House Hunters International
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yes, Michael.
because
We've been obsessively watching it.
We're only
I should
watching-
say he should be.
yeah.
He's obsessive.
Yeah.
Do you want to
watching
come over to our house? Because we have 30 on our DVR right
Yeah.
now.
I
Because
mean,
it's
we're
on
only-
5 days a week.
we're only watching the places we consider retiring to.
it? Michael
Oh.
considers retiring too.
I like
I
that.
haven't gotten on board with all of these places that
There's
he.
only
And,
two
and the
places.
thing is that it changes. It's been changing, kind of like
Well,
week
it's
to
tough.
week.
It's like no. It's still all the same ones. We just got to figure out where.
I will say that if we move to Thailand, it'll cost us like $300 a month for a rent.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the one where the aspiring rapper moved to Thailand and fell in love with the realtor?
Did not.
No.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
a
good
good
one.
Gonna have to find
we'll
that
have
one.
to find that one.
Yeah.
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 We have we
Watch
heavily
New
watching
Zealand
New
ones.
Zealand for a while.
Yeah. I think that's our top pick. It's just harder to retire there than to retire in Thailand.
Well, if you go to New Zealand, you could look up Laura, as is my understanding of geography.
Oh, God.
Well, that's a great one, Michael. My something good this week, and as of
Shocking.
this recording, we're recording midweek, and this weekend, Dave Matthews Band is coming to Merriweather Post Pavilion, which is about 5 miles away from us, about 20 minutes.
It's 2 miles. It's 2 miles from our house.
2 miles. It's a mile out to the corner where we run.
I know.
Anywho, so Dave Matthews is coming to concert, and we have tickets. I bought lawn seats because I'm stupid, and it's going to rain during the day, but
Oh no.
it's a party, and I'm excited.
I cannot believe we have lawn. But I think for me, my something good this week is the series finale
Yes.
of Never Have I Ever.
Mhm.
Amazing. I just rewatched all 3 seasons and then watched the 4th season. And yeah, it was a great ending. I thought it was perfect. And I don't know. That show just makes me laugh really hard. And Tom did not know it was a series finale because on the second to the last episode, he was predicting all this stuff. And I was like, Tom, it can't happen because it's over.
There's no
no more. It's done. And he was like, it's over?
Oh
Whoops.
man.
So
fine.
that was really cute. But
I did binge watch it real quick.
Yeah. It's easy. It's easy to get through.
Yeah, it's like a super fast watch. But yeah, I
It's so funny.
tried to watch it on the treadmill, and then I started crying, and I was like, I can't watch this on the treadmill.
It's really good. It's really good. I don't know.
So I
Also,
couldn't finish the series on the treadmill, and I had to watch the last like 2 or 3 episodes not
she's
on the treadmill.
so relatable because she just makes like the worst decisions.
Yeah.
And you're like, as a 16-year-old, like that's the exact decision you would make. You're like, it's the it's the exact decision like a girl with like no self-esteem would make
Yes.
every single time.
Yes.
So
For sure.
it's so great. And yeah, it's awesome. And we just watched the first episode of Secret Invasion and it's solid. So give it a chance if you're still watching Marvel and involved in all of that.
Well, I think that brings us to the end. I'm going to leave us with a nice little quote.
Oh, God.
The quote
Does it
is...
involve nuts?
No.
Does it involve...
No.
An oak tree.
The quote is, no matter what happens in life, be good to people. Being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind.
I feel personally attacked. And
that is from, you might, I don't know if you're going to know this person. That is from 33-year-old from West Reading, Pennsylvania, singer-songwriter Taylor Allison Swift.
Oh my god.
Is that dedicated to EcoFit?
No, that's dedicated to everybody. So, thank you all for listening. We'll talk to you later.